Hello and welcome back to Culinary Haven. Today I would like to share with you my recipe for a seafood chowder. If you like seafood, I think you'll love it. Let's begin. To prepare a seafood chowder for 100 parts of 6, you will need 60 grams of butter, 60 ml of olive oil, 1 large leek, this size about 400 grams, half a kilo of potatoes, peeled, 400 grams of cod loin, 400 grams of lightly smoked salmon fillets. If you can't get that, just fresh salmon. 400 grams of raw prawns, peeled and deveined. A third of a cup of coarse cornmeal. 300 ml, 1 small tub of single cream. Salt and pepper to taste. A couple of bay leaf, a bunch of dill, and a kettle of boiling water. And we'll start with slicing the leek, and then we'll saute it for about 10 minutes until it's soft. Some people cut off all the green part of the leek. I don't do that. There is a little bit of green there, nothing wrong with that. In a large pot, pour in the oil, then add the butter and wait until the butter melts. The fats combine and heat up. The butter and oil mixture is now hot and starting to bubble, and it's time to add the sliced leek. Give it a stir. Cover it with the lid and on a low to medium heat let it saute for about 10 minutes. Whilst the leek is sauteing, we'll prepare the potatoes. Just chop them roughly in half and half again, and then in 3, 4. Very chunky. When the leek is nice and soft, then we'll add boiling water, chopped potatoes, and a third of a cup of coarse cornmeal. Adding the cornmeal will not only thicken the chowder, but will also give a very unique and very lovely texture and flavor. 10 minutes later, and the leek is nicely done, lovely and soft. Just make sure that the heat is not too high. We don't want to color it, just to soften it. And now it's time to add the boiling water. Just a full kettle. Just about a teaspoon of salt. We'll check later. And a teaspoon of ground white pepper. It's less hot but more fragrant than black pepper. A couple of bay leaf, potatoes, coarse cornmeal, give it a stir, bring it to a boil, then turn the heat down, cover it with the lid and let it simmer for 15 minutes. cooking nicely. The broth is thickening, and stirring just to check that the cornmeal is not sticking to the bottom of the pan. And it's about another 7 minutes to go. Now we'll prepare the seafood, which is just chopping it into very chunky pieces. This. And with the prawns, all we need to do is just to score along the belly, just a couple of times, which will sever the muscle and they will not curl up when they're cooked. It's been 15 minutes and everything is ready. Now it's time to add the fish, cod and the salmon. Stir it and simmer it for 5 minutes. The fish is being cooked, so we only have 5 minutes. We'll quickly chop the dill. The fish is gently poaching in a barely simmering stock, and we won't turn it up. That's perfect. There you go. Thumbs up. Lovely. And now it's time to add the cream. Single cream, 300 ml. Gentle stir. Add the dill. Turn it up a little bit. The cream is cold. And we need to return the broth to a simmering temperature. Oh, it smells so lovely. The stock is bubbling and simmering again, and it's time to add the prawns. Give it a stir. Bring it to a boil, which won't take long, just a few seconds, probably 15 seconds or so. We need another half a teaspoon of salt, so in total it will be 1.5 teaspoons. This is it. It's boiling. We're switching it off. Put the lid on, let it stand for 10 minutes, and then we'll serve the chowder. And now it's time to serve, and I'm going to serve it with some crusty bread. Thank you for watching this episode of Culinary Haven. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, bye!